This is how to install the auxiliary video input kit in a 2010 to 2011 Toyota 4Runner. This is the back of the factory screen, the navigation unit. This process will also be the same for 2012 and 2014 4Runners. I'm sorry, 2012 and 2013 4Runners. So for the 2010-2011, you're looking for the plug, the harness that goes in this plug. It's a 24-pin connection. And this is what it looks like. When you're looking at the plug, there will be 4 wires here. These are the wires that you need to tap into for the camera. You're going to be pulling 2 wires out of this harness, out of this plug. You're going to be pulling out this white one and then the one right next to it. So you're going to pull out the third and fourth wires from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. To do that, you can take a pin . I'm trying to find some camera here. To do that, you take a pin, and on the underside of the plug, there is a white strip, and you're going to pry that up with a pin, not all the way out, but just a little bit until you hear it click out. That's a retaining clip for the wires. Then you're going to insert the pin in the bottom hole, not the hole for the actual connection, but the hole underneath the connection. And once you insert that, it will pull right out. Dropped my pin. And just do that for the other one as well. Just insert the pin, and once the pin's inserted, the wire will pull right out. Next thing you need to do with the kit, you'll get these 2 adapter wires. There's going to be one with male ends. You'll notice that they have a longer pin on them, and then the female ones. The female plug needs to go into the factory plug. There is a ground and a positive. They'll be marked. The ground will be black, colored black when you get it. So next thing to do is to insert this into the factory plug, and the ground needs to go in the 4th position. Insert that in, and then the positive one goes in the 3rd position from the right. And then insert that in. Once they're both in, you can press the little retaining clip that you pried off back in. Next thing to do is to take the 2 pieces of shrink tubing that come with the kit and place them over the ends of the wires that you pulled out. Just slide them back. Slide them back. Then you need to take the male end that comes with the kit. Again, these will be marked male positive and negative. The positive one goes to the white wire. Just slide that in, and the negative one goes to the other wire. And you can just slide that right over the connection. Both of the heat shrink wires right over the connections. And then just take a lighter and heat those together. Let me just grab the lighter here, sorry. And just heat that together. So now you have the connection together. Next thing to do is there's another item that comes with the kit. You have this RCA extension cable. You'll plug this male end into the male end of the extension cable, and then the female end into the other end of the extension cable. So you have the female coming out of the harness going into the male of the extension cable, and the male coming from the wires that you took out of the harness going into the female end of the extension cable. Now you have these two ends that you can run to where your switch will be. Next thing you're going to do is take the switch that also comes with the kit. This is the source selection switch, which allows you to select between two sources. One being your rear camera feed, which is coming from this male end right here. And you'll plug it into here. And then one being the auxiliary input feed, which can be used for any input that you could put in here, any composite video input. Most likely going to be a front-facing camera for most people. Then you take the female end of the RCA extension and plug it into the male end of the switch. Now everything should be working. If you don't have a second source, you can put this all back together, but the switch will allow you to switch between inputs. When you're in reverse, select the direction that gives you the reverse signal, and then you can see if you flick it the other way, you'll lose your video feed, or you'll get your second feed from this plug right here. This will not allow you to view your rear view camera or your second feed while in any other gear. It will only work in reverse unless you also have the auxiliary input, the override dongle, which is this 5-pin connector for the 2010s and 2011s, also the 2012 and 13 models that have the JBL stereo. That plug plugs into this gray 5-pin connector here. On the 2014 Plus models, this is a 28 position plug. So once that's done, you can plug everything back into the factory nav unit, and you should have your two-source selection working. I would advise to wrap these in electrical tape, since they will be behind the dash and you want to make sure that they don't come apart. So just put some tape around those so they don't pull apart. And put your switch wherever you'd like. And that's it. once you run your front camera or other source, you just run it to here. You don't have to pull out the nav screen again a second time to do this. You just have to route it to where the switch is.